So we're going to talk about how to get a job in Estonia when you're a foreigner and don't know the language. And you want to have like a decent job, probably, more or less, something in your field. And so how long did it take for you to get a job in Estonia?
Well, maybe a year. But then within that year, I applied so many jobs. I did have a job at one point, but then it wasn't the job that I wanted. It was a job in this restaurant, and it was a nice place. They gave you boarding and everything. It was cool. But then it wasn't like the job of my dreams, or not that this job is the job of my dreams anyways. But then, yeah, you know what I mean. So, but then I applied to more than 100 positions before I could get this job. So yeah.
Wow, more than 100?
Yeah.
I literally didn't apply anywhere and I got this job, so I guess it's pretty hard. In Estonia, it's actually a really stupid system that a lot of the jobs are actually given to people someone knows. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this is my friend, she can do this, let's hire her. So if you're in a country and you don't know anyone, you don't have like acquaintances, and you don't have a lot of this new currency of people to know, like basically, then you will have less possibilities basically to get a job because no one knows you.
Yeah.
No one can say anything about you. Not that I knew anyone here. I just got lucky, probably.
We did.
Yeah, and also I got a job that's not really that hard. So I probably could have gotten a way better job if I applied 100 times like I did. But I still like it. It's still cool, and we can work together, so that's nice. And right now, what field are you working in?
So right now I work with the finance department in our company. Our company is actually like a sales company. It deals with
garden houses.
Yeah, more or less like that, modular houses. Yeah, do-it-yourself houses, more or less. So I work with the finance department there as a finance assistant.
So we saw those beautiful garden houses, and FAA is in the finance department, so it's a pretty neat job. Yeah. But what would you say that is it harder for a foreigner to get a job in Estonia? Would you consider that to be a harder way?
Yes, except you're a software developer. Except you work in, I don't know, developing software, Python, those people, yeah. Then if you're a software engineer, you're good. Other than that, it's really difficult for other people within other fields. Like, it's extremely difficult, especially if you don't speak Estonian. So try to at least get a B2 or something. Try and learn the language, and it will be much better on your CV, and people will respect you more, and probably to help you get a job faster than it did for me and my other friends who are not so proficient in Estonia.
So did your Estonian language skills help you in your work field, basically?
Well, no, because I say no because I don't deal directly with customers, and I don't deal with Estonian, I don't know, shareholders directly. And the people I work with, most of them speak English, except one person who doesn't. And then so because of that one person, I have to speak Estonian. But it's only because it's in the same work environment, not outside it.
So if you're a specialist in a field, like Efia has a higher education in not the field that she's working in, but still, then it's probably will be easier for you because you will be viewed as a specialist in some department. But if you're someone that doesn't have a certain degree, doesn't know Estonian language, is not a citizen here, it will be hard. Also because um, no one really knows when you have to leave or something
Yeah.
like that, because a lot of Ukrainians come here and they have such special, if you're not from the European Union especially, they have so much regulations, and,
Yeah.
and no company wants to take those take this upon themselves to actually look and deal with those people, to know when they have to leave, when they have to have
Yeah.
accommodation, like everything like that. And they cannot do it themselves, so the company has to do it. That's why they have literally a company dealing with those people and marketing them
Yeah.
to other companies. It's weird. So yeah, so if you want to just come and work in Estonia after you graduated, you should start looking early, I guess.
Yeah.
Are there, and also you should look for an international company, something that doesn't require so much Estonian language skills, or at least in a field that doesn't require. If you're, I don't know, what kind of field would you not recommend them studying that they will never get a job in?
Oh, it's quite hard. I mean, in Estonia, unless you want to pursue like higher education after that, I wouldn't suggest like going into the liberal arts, like, you know, music and stuff like that. If you don't want to continue after your degree and get a PhD and continue in that path, then it's really useless. Because no, really, in Estonia, then if you don't speak the language and you can become a professor or something like that, other than that, why you wouldn't need it in a workplace. But then also, I think if you speak a different language, then is better for you, a more common language, any of the Scandinavian languages, or Spanish, or English, not so much. Maybe Italian or Portuguese or something of that sort, then you're good, or French, yes. But then even with that, it depends. There are some companies that are so picky. But I would suggest if you want to work with your language skills, then you should try with the startups companies, because in Estonia there are a lot of startup companies like TransferWise and Bolt, formerly Taxify, and so many other places that would really use the skills.
Yeah, so basically, if you know other languages is a plus, especially if you know like Russian. Russian is also really used a lot in Estonia, and you can probably get a lot of work just knowing Russian too, like in different fields. And also, yeah, the startups, it's a good idea because they are more innovative and more open-minded, and a lot of the times they will not have a problem with hiring people. I see a lot of exchange students do Volt.
Yeah, Bolt,
Volt.
There's Volt and Bolt.
Volt deliveries, because they can basically do it without a car.
Yeah.
And just
Bicycle.
earn extra money, do it by bicycle, and it's a source of income. It's a decent, honest job. So I think it's really cool that they do that. It's at least a possibility for you to consider if you need a job, if you want to support yourself in Estonia. Then Volt is a possibility where you can have a job without knowing Estonian and without having any special qualifications or whatsoever.
Yeah. Also, there are two major job sites that you can search, cv.ee and then CV Keskus. You can check these places. Keskus is Keskus. You can check these places. Most of the jobs are in Estonian, but then in cv.ee you can filter out the languages to get either Russian, Estonian, or English. So you can pick any of the languages that suit you, and then you can do that. Another way is to also look at the company's job. Maybe you have a company in mind already, and then you can check their websites. But then most of the time is these two websites that help a lot.
Of course, there are some other websites, but mostly those are really in Estonian, like Tutukasa. Also, if you want to, also there's a possibility to become like a production worker. If you're willing to do that, it's not always that hard, and then you also don't have to have anything specific